Hey guys and girls, this is King Lear here from Proceed to Checkpoint and welcome back to another video. So, Black Desert Online is a Korean MMO that's been out in Korea, Japan, a couple of other places, Russia for a while, and is currently in the process of coming over to the West. So it's due for release in Q1 of 2016, so in the next couple of months in the West, and it's a game I've been looking forward to for quite a while. I'll probably do some videos closer to the time about the game, about how it works. I do have access to the closed test, which is due to take place on February the 18th, so I will likely do some videos to introduce people to the game at that point. What they have released today, as well as the date for the next test, is they have released a standalone character creator. Now this game is famed for having a very intricate, very good character creation. So today I wanted to play around and I wanted to make the character that I'm going to use in the closed beta of the game. So that's what I'm going to show today. I'll start off by just showing you what is possible in the character creator, and then I'll probably do a time lapse of me creating a character that I want to play. So let's name our character. Name already in use, of course it is. Can I use two names? No. Eliza? There we go. Okay. So we have to pick a server. Okay, very interesting at this stage. So here we are in the character creator. Do you want to create a new character? Yes, I do. So these are the classes that you can play in Black Desert. You can play a warrior. So we can see a little video and a description of the character down here in the bottom right. So human warriors are skilled with balanced abilities in both attack and defense. Using sword and shield as the main weapon, they are the best weapon wielders among all races. While in battle, warriors will show off their intrepidity with storm-like barrage of melee combat actions. And this is the warrior. The next class is the ranger. Vaulting in there. So elven rangers are the specialists of ranged archery attacks. Under the grace of the Sylphs, rangers present swift movement in any situation of battle. Most of their skills are based on preventing the enemy's attempt of melee approach. The Sylphs' mystic power is the source of their abilities. So that's the second class. We then have the sorceress. Zooming in there. So sorceresses can effectively control the battlefield with their melee and ranged dark magic. They lure bad guys in with ranged, then lead their drawn victims into chaos and painful demise. Other races revere and fear these sorcerers as the witches on the battlefield. You've then got the berserker. So this giant motherfucker. Berserkers wield monstrous double axes as huge as the owner's. Berserkers overwhelm enemies with their size and outrageous strength, and can annihilate the mere weaklings at once. Although their physique seem to move slow, improvised skills will make such a problem a small thing. We then have the Tamer. Tamers can confront bad guys at any range. With the support of Heilang, the divine beast, Tamers can perform ruthless combination attacks or take the enemy down by herself, borrowing divine force of the beast. The innocence of the heart will turn into fearsome force that sweeps any obstacles. We then have the Valkyrie. So Valkyries are armed with sword and shield and divine magic. Different from those of warriors, Valkyries' actions are more smooth and have elegance. Furthermore, their divine magic are focused on healing and empowering rather than harming the foe. We then have Gandalf, the wizard. There's the wizard. Wizards are known for their prudence in battle. In return of casting time lag, they perform large-scaled magic attacks. Their thorough moves will burn, freeze, and shatter with the power of natural elements such as fire, water, and wind, and drive foes into checkmate. And finally, we've the female version of the wizard, which is the witch. So that's the witch. Now, this game does have gender locked classes. The warrior is in fact, every class is gender locked. However, some will have a different match. So for wizard, we have the counterpart, which is the witch, who are very, very close. The other ones don't have a counterpart at the moment, so they are gender locked. The warrior and the Valkyrie are kind of intended to be a counterpart to each other, but they have different playstyles. So gender locked classes, I think, is a bigger thing in Korea than it is here. So that's kind of why they have gender lock classes, but I don't really mind that much. I'm going to play around with the character creator first to show you what's possible before we jump in and try and actually create a character. So constellation, I don't think this has an effect. Weather, so this is handy because you can change the weather effects, which also changes the lighting as well, so you can see what your character looks like in every light, which is pretty important because if you look at the character's hair and skin and things like that, the lighting has a big effect on what your character looks like. So you'll want to make sure that they look good no matter what kind of light they're in. Character actions, so we'll take a look at that later. Customizing. So here we go. Hair. So the first thing we're going to take a look at is the character's hair. So there are various different hairstyles that you can choose from. There's quite a lot of them. Stop looking at me. I'm trying to see the side. There's a quiff type thing. Long hair. Mohawk. So lots of different choices of hair. That's a weird little ponytail thing. And then a bald head, which I believe was added exclusively for the Western version. I don't think bald heads were a thing in the Korean version. So the interesting thing about this, and this is going to become a pattern, is, so there's our character's hair. We've picked a hair type. We can now go into hair shape. And what this will allow us to do is to customize the individual shape of the hair, the individual parts. So we can drag in and drag out the length of each part of the hair. We can choose, doesn't really have much of an effect on this hair, it'll be more visible on a woman's hair. The strength of the curls in the hair, and then how curly the hair is. So this sets how curly it is. So there's like straight-ish hair, and then if we want to curl it up a bit, we can do that. We can also choose the strength of the curls, so make them crazy curls, or tone it down a bit and have them be a little bit smoother. So lots of customization options when you come to hair. The other thing we could do is the color. So naturally there's all different types of color. Stop looking at me, you're making this really awkward. So yeah, you can choose lots of different colors for the hair. There are quite a few options. Yeah, now you can look at me. Wide variety of colors. And the interesting thing is, when you're looking at the color of a hair, so this is the base hair color here. We could go into the hair ends and just change the color of the end of the hair. So if I want to give him a crazy blue and green hairstyle, I can do that. You can also choose how strong the dye is. So let's just barely color the tips, or go crazy and have it half and half. You can choose the area as well, so how big an area it covers. So we want really, really strong dye, but we only want it on the tips. So there we go. Pretty neat, eh? You can then go into the hair itself and then choose the strength and the area here as well. So pretty customizable there in terms of hair. So we're going to give this guy a mad mohawk, but you can see what this looks like with other hairstyles as well. And then obviously customize that as much as you want. So let's go with the mohawk for now, because I quite like that. We've done the color. Okay, cool. That is our character's hair kind of chosen. Pretty mental looking. So I will be making the character that I'm going to actually play with. This is just to show you the customization option, so I'm not going to be too picky. Face. Cool. So face type, we can choose a basic type for the character. Some of them change massively, so some of them don't really. So let's go with this Commander Shepard looking fool. Skin color, you can change as well. Wow, that is some motherfucking fake tan right there. They did, oh, pink, like bright pink. They did, for the Western version, introduce darker skin tones. The Korean one didn't have, well, I think it had dark ones, but it didn't have proper like dark skin available, and they didn't have proper like really pale skin available either. So for the Western version, they've added in really pale skin and really dark skin as well. So they are now customization options. You can choose the shine of the skin, so how shiny it is, how sweaty your character looks, and this has an effect on the tone and obviously the shine as well. Now you will be able to see this in game, but where this comes in important is if we look at the weather, reflections, things like that have a big effect on the shine. So you got to be kind of careful with how that looks. So let's turn the shine right down. I don't like a particularly shiny man. I don't like my men oiled up. Beards, so you can choose various different types of beards. The default facial hair, is this changing at all? I don't know. Oh, this is the face shape. Okay, so it's not, it's more the tone. You can see very subtle changes in terms of the stubble. You can change the density. You can change. So these are actually, yeah, these are beards. I just had the density set extremely low. So you can choose different beards. And again, I think a lot of the beard options may have been added in for the Western version. I'm not sure if they had a lot of these in the Korean one. So yeah, different beards, change the density, change the shine of the beard if you want a really shiny beard, and change the area that the beard kind of covers as well. Change the color, of course, if you want a crazy purple beard. Let's go with a pink beard. Screw it. And then, so that's kind of the stubble aspect of it. You can then go into beards and choose a layered beard to have on top of that. So let's go for this thing. And again, curliness, you could choose, and the level of the curls as well. The length, and then the color too. So our guy is really just looking absolutely mental at the moment. Mustache, if you want a mustache. And again, you can choose the length of the mustache. You can choose the strength of the curls and things like that as well. And then you can choose the color too. Same story with sideburns. If you want sideburns, if you want to have some mad burns, length, color, all of that stuff as well. I don't want sideburns. Eyebrows? Well, actually, the kind of the background to the eyebrows, as it were. So let's choose something small. You could choose the density, choose the color again. So let's go for green again, and then we could do the actual eyebrows. So the eyebrows themselves. So let's go for these. Let's make them pretty long, and let's make them fucking green again, like green. There we go. Face shape. So here's where it starts to get crazy. So we've done all that, right? We've done all that stuff. Now look at this. You know what? I think his ears need to be taller. There we go. I think they need to come down a bit. Let's drag his ears down a bit. I think his nose is a bit low. Let's make his nose a bit higher. It's a bit straight as well. Let's pretend it's been broken at some point. Fix his brow. Let's drag his ears out a bit. Drag his eyes out a bit even. Let's close him up a little bit. There we go. Let's fix his cheeks. Puff his cheeks out a bit. You can see just the level of customization it's getting into here. Let's lift this a bit. Let's make him smile. Oh, he's sad. He's happy. He's sad. He's happy. He's sad. He's happy. He has really wide lips. He has really tiny lips, and he's happy. Let's drag his chin down. Give him a big chin. And I've a symmetry field turned on here. So what that means is basically if I change, let's say I change this cheek, it's going to change that cheek too. So Jesus, he looks a bit rough. Makeup. Eye makeup. Again, we'll set our density to full just to see the types, and we'll set it to black. So you can see there is quite a wide variety of different types to choose from. Let's go for this craziness. Let's keep the density on full. How reflective is it? We could change that. How shiny is it? Again, we could change that. Let's make it shiny as fuck. And what area does it cover? Again, you could change that as well. So pretty intense. Lips. Do we want him to have lipstick? So again, I'll set the density here. We'll make a bright pink. No, bright red. So different types of lipstick that we can choose from as well. Queen Amidala lipstick. So yeah, Jesus, there are a lot of lipstick options. So let's go for that. Let's again, reflection can be changed. The shine of it can be changed. Let's make it pretty shiny, and let's drag out the area as much as possible. Pupils. Right. Choose the pupil that you want on your character. So I want him to have a star. Stars in his eyes. And I want those stars to be pink. I don't want them to be very opaque. I want them to be pink as fuck. No. Yeah, pink as fuck. How big? Whoa. There we go. That looks about right. How wide? What area do I want them to cover? That doesn't seem to have much effect on pupils. So that's his left eye. That's the two eyes. Do I want to change his left eye separately? I can do that. And again, I can set this to white. I can set the pupil to any color that I want, which is pretty sweet. Iris. Do we want to change the iris? Again, I'm going to tick the 2 eyes, but you can do them independently as well. Do we want to change the iris of the eyes to a particular shape, a particular type? Do we want it to look crazy and broken? The lens of the eye. Do we want to change the eye lens? What that looks like? Do we want it to be a particular color? Again, just crazy, crazy options. Again, opacity, height, reflect, shine, all of that as well. Eyelashes. Length of the eyelashes. Can't really see it because of the makeup we chose. But you can choose the eyelashes as well. There we go. Let's make them green. They were black. Crazy green eyelashes. Eyeline. Eyeliner we definitely won't be really able to see with this, but there. And the bottom line as well. Tattoos. Do we want him to have facial tattoos? Again, you could choose the color of these as well. Wow. Jesus. Okay, he's like a camouflaged soldier type of guy. And again, you could choose how dense the tattoo is. And you could choose to kind of invert the color as well. And you could choose the color. So let's give him some black tattoos like that. Wrinkles. How wrinkly do we want him to be? Let's make him quite wrinkly. And standby expression. What is his default expression? This will be your in-game expression. So you got to be careful choosing it. Because whatever you pick here, he will be idle in that pose. I apologize guys, I really wanted to get this video out today, but I'm dying of the flu at the moment, so you can probably hear it in my voice that I don't sound quite right. That's why, so please just ignore that. So let's go with this angry expression. What weight do we want to give the expression as well? Let's fucking as weighty as possible. Do we want the hair raised or not? So hairs will tend to have a hair up and hair down option as well. So there we go. There's his face. That's pretty messed up. Let's look at the body now. So again, very, very similar to what we saw when we customized the character's face. If we want to lengthen, if we want to shorten, if we want to horizontally increase, higher, lower, we can do all of that as well. So it's pretty intense. Pretty intense indeed. You can do that obviously down here as well. So let's do some weird stuff. Massive legs. Skinny. Let's skinny him up a bit. Hands. How long, how lengthy do we want the hands to be? Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. I won't go through this in too much because like you can see from the highlights here how much you can move. Literally everything down to his toes. Muscle, how muscly do we want him to be on each part of his body. He looks like some kind of caricature there. Let's give him a little bit of muscle everywhere, but let's not go overboard. Tattoos. Do we want to tattoo him? Oh wow, I like that. No. Oh god. Okay. Yeah, so you can put on tattoos as well. Move these around as much as you want. So if we want that to go over to the back. We can do that. We can rotate it. That's all something that we can do. Increase the height, so if we want it up here, for example. Rotate it around. Height. Width. Density again. And invert if we want. And then color as well. So you can do all of that with tattoos. Now the other thing you can do is individually pose them. So you can, let's grab his arm, pull it up here. Let's grab, can we push him down? Yeah, we can. So let's lift up his back legs. He's kneeling down now. Let's, wow, okay. I think I've broken him. Let's pose his arse. Oh, we can't really do that. Whee! So you can pose him. I'm pretty bad at doing the poses and things, but you can pretty much pose him any way that you want. Let's pull this back. I'm trying to make him touch his crotch. It's not working though. Whee! So yeah, there's our character. Let's not keep that pose. So that is character creation in Black Desert Online. What you can also do is customize the voice. How deep you want it to be. You can choose different poses for your character to make. So let's have a look at our guy in his posy glory. He looks fantastic. Very proud of himself. Having a great old time there. Okay, now he's not having such a great time. So yeah, lots and lots of different options here. Crying. Clap, clap. And in addition to that, you can try him with different clothes on. So there's him in his underwear. There's him with some starter gear. There's him with some warrior gear. Some class gear again. So just different types of armor, so you can preview what he's going to look like with some of this this equipment on, and then some cash shop outfits as well, if you want to see what he'll look like in some of the armor that you can get out of the cash shop in game. So pretty cool, pretty cool. That is BDO character creation. There is an awful lot that you can do in it. It's very powerful. I'm not the best at using it. I'm not fantastic at that kind of stuff, to be honest. It's not a skill of mine. But this was kind of just to show what it's possible to do. The character creator is free. Even if you haven't pre-ordered and bought the game, you can use the character creator. The download's about 6 gigs. It's a hefty download. But yeah, it's good fun. If you're into, like, even if you're not planning on playing the game, well, first of all, keep an eye out for my videos on it, because you might change your mind once you see it. But if you're not planning on playing the game, it's still good just to have a look in the character creator. If you're into The Sims and you're into kind of making characters and stuff like that, it's a fun tool to play around with, and you can make some pretty awesome looking characters, which when the game comes out, if you do plan to play it, you can import those into the game. So you can have your character created, ready to go, and import them when the game comes out. And I think they've said the character importing is going to work for the closed test on February the 18th as well. So that's it. That is Black Desert Online's character creator. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Stay tuned. There will be a time lapse after this, showing you me going through the process of creating the character that I'm actually going to play, which hopefully won't look as ridiculous as this weirdo. So if you're interested in that, feel free to watch that to see what my character is going to look like in game. It will be a female as well, so you'll get to see the character creation from the female point of view. Actually, one thing I didn't show, which only works on girls, so let's fuck it, I'm gonna save this. File name clown. Cool. What you can do as well is, let's go back to the class selection and take a look at a random female class. So this wasn't obvious doing the male class. It'll be more obvious on a female, and I'll just give you a quick look. Female works almost the same way, except when it comes to hair shape. So here's a long hairstyle on a female. We have the same options in terms of different lengths. How long, how short do we want the hair to be? If we give her crazy long hair, how curly do we want it to be? Curly as fuck, not so curly. And then in addition to that, do we want her hair to be raised, or do we not want her hair to be raised? But what I wanted to show you, what you can do with hair, if you go into shape on long hair, you can customize individual parts of the hair. So you can drag this around, you can drag this around, drag this around, increase the height, increase the length. So you can kind of customize the hair and give them a mad hairdo if that's something that you want to do. She has a bad case of bed hair right now. So yeah, that's that. Thank you again, guys, and stay tuned to see me creating my Valkyrie that I'm going to be playing for the closed test on February the 18th. Thanks for watching, guys, and hit that subscribe button if you want to see some more BDO Black Desert Online content in the future, because I will likely do some videos. I don't anticipate I'm going to be very good at this game. It's really complicated, really in-depth. But I'm really interested in playing it, so I will be doing some videos on it in the future.